Is kia ora whānau.
All right. You tell me when, Crystal.
Just say, yep, ready when you are.
Oh, you ready? Okay. Right. Good morning. Good morning. For those who don't know me, I'm Les from Fitzone. I'm taking the stretch class today. Hope everyone's doing well during lockdown and have been keeping active doing all the classes that all the managers and stuff have organised. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do, it's early in the morning, so we're just going to get a little bit of movement going first so that your joints and all that are nice and oiled up, ready to have a bit of a stretch. Okay, so first of all, you're going to stand up. I can't really see what everyone else is doing, so I'm just going to go for it. Standing up, we're going to do 30 seconds of just going knees to elbows. Nothing too strenuous, but you're just getting these hip joints moving and then doing a little slight crunch with the upper body. Real easy. So just keep doing that until I say. Remember, we're trying to get movement through these hip joints and also a little bit of core activation with a twist. All right, 10 more of these. 2, 3, 4. Very good. All right, the next thing to do, we're going to do a little bit of a dynamic stretch. If you need to move to the side and hold on to something, do so, but we're going to do leg swings. Okay, so you want to hold on to something or balance yourself. Don't kick your camera. We're going to aim for 15 of these leg swings, okay? So count. Give your side on. What you're trying to do here is at the top of the swing, stretch, 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 okay? So once you've done 15 on that side, changing to the other side and 15. Remember, it's not so much about the backswing as it is the front, okay? Trying to get a good stretch for the hammy. Don't forget to count 15. All right. Next thing is just some very slow and controlled squats. Taking your time, so you're going to do 10 of these. Nice and slow and low. Hold for a second at the bottom. Come up. Hips forward. Squeeze your glutes. Down slow. Hold for a second at the bottom. Up. Squeeze glutes. Okay, so 10 of those. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the glutes. I'm just trying to find a good serene playlist. Burger? Not burger. Okay, cool. So after you've done that, we might have to hold on. We're going to do another version of leg swings again. And this one is insides. Okay, so the trick is on the upswing here, you're trying to stretch in here, adductors. Come on. Bit more awkward, so you may need to hold on. Like that. Here, up, 2. So 10 each side, okay? Right, so once you've done 10 on that side, come into this side. Once again, doing the same. Up, stretching, adductors, cool. Remember, this is a bit harder to balance, so you might need to hold on to something. Yep, that's good. Okay, we're going to continue with the standing stretches. So first thing, you got to have your legs, feet together, okay? Not like this, feet together. Standing up straight. Again, sticking that bum forward. Making a gun like James Bond. With your hands coming straight up above the head. Really tall stretch. So see the biceps here, they want to be on the ears, okay? And above the head, so not out here, up like that. Then what you do, keep your feet together. You're pushing your hip out to the side. Cool? So rather than bending over that way, you're actually pushing your hip out to the side and stretch it all down the side of your body, okay? So while we're here, take 3 deep breaths. Push those biceps back up higher, push your hip out further. Also, we can try to do with your gaze, look up to the ceiling for 1 more breath. Then back to the middle. Keep your hands up, breathe in, breathe out and push to the opposite way. Hips out. Okay, remember, biceps on the ears, pushing your hip away from you. 3 deep breaths. And on the last one, turn your gaze to the ceiling. And back to the middle. Okay, now this one's going to be a bit more difficult. Keep your arms up. Shoulders might be burning out. I'll show you from the side. What you're doing is tipping back very slowly. Pull over your head. Just go to where it's comfortable. So don't force it. Keep your legs straight and hold it here. 3 breaths. And from here, keep that gun. You're still James Bond. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. And take your hands and actually grab onto the backs of your calves, okay? Keep your knees bent. Hold on to your ankles with your hands and then do the motion of trying to straighten your legs while you're holding on. Now try to pull your chest towards your knees with your hands like this. And then try to straighten your legs again. Pull your head down, straighten your legs. As you can see, mine aren't getting very straight. My hands are real tight. Cool. 3 deep breaths. So what you want to do is find where it feels like a strong stretch. Hold it there and breathe into it. Make the gun again at the bottom. Come all the way up. Up above your head. Breathe in. Breathe out and let your arms drop. Okay. Very good. So the next thing, I'll just move the camera up a bit so you can see my feet a bit better. So what we're doing here is you have 1 foot forward like this, and this heel wants to be in line with the other foot's toes, okay? Into your toes. What you do is come down, stick your bum out, and then you're sweeping the floor, sweeping, cool? Come back and sweep. So it's this front leg that's getting stretched, sweep, sweep. Try to go lower, try to straighten this leg out more. So you're going to do 10 reps. I'm not counting, but I'm guessing that's 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. So remember that front leg wants to be relatively straight and in line with the toes of the back leg. Hands back, sticking your bum out and sweeping. 10 reps. Let your chest come up slightly, then sweep again. Up to 8. So sweeping the floor. 9, 10. Very good, very good. Okay, next one. It might be hard for some of you. If you're next to a couch, you can put your back foot up. This is a counter here. I can put my foot up here and grab it, but aim for this one. It's just a quad stretch, holding onto your ankle, okay? So we're gonna hold this for 5 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Long exhale. Every time you exhale, pull your heel into your bottom more. So breathe in, breathe out. Pull that heel in, breathe in, breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out. If it's too easy for you, you can kick that foot back. And 1 more. Very good. Oh, sorry. Okay. Same with the other side. Grabbing the leg. Hold it. Breathe, 5 deep breaths, and each time pulling this heel into your bottom more. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. 2 more. You're advanced. Go back a bit further. Breathe in. Out. 1 more. Breathe in. Out. All right, pretty good. The background music's getting a bit intense, so let's change that. And then we just got 1 more standing stretch, okay? So the next one, standing wide. Cool. What I want you to do is turn 1 foot out, facing away from you. Right? Keep this leg straight. Then what you're doing is sticking your bum back. Cool. And then going out to one side. So what you want to do, stick your bum back, so your hips out to one side, and you're aiming to stretch here again, okay? The adductors. Back. Cool. Cool. And hold it for 3 deep breaths. Long exhale. So the long exhale is really important. What you'll find is if you do a very long exhale compared to your inhale length, your body will release on its own. Cool. So other side, this leg goes out straight. Foot, goes out straight. Hips go back slightly, and then you go out to the side. Cool. And then 3 deep breaths. Oh yeah. All right. Shake your legs off for a second. So next thing we're going to be doing is one more upper body one, Feet together again. And what you're doing is twisting at the hips. What you do is use your hands as a guide. So I'm following this hand all the way around with my gaze. All the way, all the way, all the way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to the middle. Breathe in again. Breathe out and turn. Breathe into the middle. Breathe out and turn. So when you keep going until you've done 5 of those while I change this, okay? So 1, back to the middle, breathe out, turn, and trying to, remember, following your hand with your gaze and trying to turn further each time. So you should be at about 3 now. Should be almost finished. All right. Now, you can do the standing or on your knees, but we're just going to do an add-on to that last one, to this one here, okay? And bring in a bit of a shoulder stretch in. So what you do, leave your hands like this. Cool. Fully cross the body with one hand. Take the other one, come underneath. So underneath, okay? So start again. Hand across the body, coming underneath. Grabbing your elbow here. And what you're actually trying to do is you're trying to push your elbow towards your body like this, right? See how that's stretching back here? So you're trying to push it like that. Sitting up straight and then turning with it. So again, follow your hand. Cool. And don't forget to use your breath. You should be on an out breath as you turn. So I'm really trying to pull that elbow in and twisting. Cool. Then you come back to this position. Do the opposite hand. Remember that elbow. Again, getting pushed onto the chest. Stretching back here. Right. Sitting up straight. Breathe in. Breathe out and turn. Okay, coming back. And again, breathe in. Breathe out and turn. Back to the open. And again. So we're going to do about another 10 more of these, but the tempo is going to increase slightly. So it can become dynamic. So we're going here. Breathe in. More each side. All right, very good. Okay, we're going to move on to the floor exercises. So I'm going to shift my phone and plug it in because it might go flat. So bear with me. Oh, can't see out my shorts. Anyway, so onto the ground exercises. So what I'd advise you to do is whichever way I'm facing with the camera on these floor exercises, you copy me. So if I turn like this and we're doing this stretch, you turn so that it's easy to look at the camera. Otherwise, you'll find yourself like this, trying to look up the camera and you won't be able to see. Okay, so first one we're doing is pretty simple for heaps of you. It might be hard for a lot of you like myself. So what we're doing is standing up in this position, slowly dropping your bum down onto your heels, okay? Very slowly. What we're trying to do is stretch out through here, as well as a bit of a quad stretch as well. Okay, sitting right back, and then slowly walk your hands back if you can. So hold this position. You're going to take 3 deep breaths. Remember, elongated exhale. So breathe in. Long exhale. Breathe in. Long exhale. One more of those. And out. From this position, we're going to go to another stretch. It might, depending on your ability level, either go back to that same one, or what you can do is see my heels here. Get your hands, cool? And you put your hands, start up straight like this. Drop down slowly, put your hands on the back of your heels. And then hold on. What you're doing is pushing up. Cool. So opening up the chest, pushing your hips forward. Really stretching out through here, okay? Only thing is don't force it, because this position, if you force anything with your lower back, you might hurt it. So you've got to go within, you've got to stretch within whatever the means that your body gives you, okay? So don't force any of these stretches. Holding on, bringing it up, keep back, and 3 breaths again. Coming down, and stop. It was cold before, now I'm getting hot. Anyway, so from that position, we're going to come up to here. So this is the one I want you to face side on. Bring 1 foot forward, okay? Forward a bit. So things to know about this is that what you do, your natural hip position say my hips here, my foot's directly in front. I'm going to slowly move this foot to the outside. So I'll give you front view. So this is where my hip is. So I'm slowly going to move this out to the side, because where I'm going to be putting my hands is both my hands on the inside, okay? Not out here like this. Both hands are on the inside. So that's why you need to shuffle that foot across slightly. So I'll come back to this side so you can look. So make sure you're facing sideways. Move that foot out. What you're doing is bring both hands onto the ground, okay? So from here, what you can see in this position is that my back leg and my hip is getting ready to be really stretched, okay? So what you want to do, hands down. If you can drop to your elbows, you're really good. You can do that. But most of all, just pushing forward, okay? Really pushing forward. Notice how it's my butt that's getting pushed forward. I'm not trying to go down yet. So pushing forward with that glute here. Let that front knee travel forward as well. You should really feel the stretch. Cool. So I'm going to take 3 deep breaths here. In. Long exhale and push forward further. Breathe in. Long exhale, push forward further. Breathe in. Long exhale and forward again. Very good. Let that off a bit. Let that off a bit. From the same position, what you're going to do is bring your hands up into the air. And it's the same thing. Pushing that pelvis forward, okay? So I don't want you to be trying to stretch forward like this. Pushing forward, that's getting nothing. Look at this area of my body, okay? So what it is pushing forward. Really, you can see how that's elongating through the hip and through the quad, okay? So start and take 3 breaths. Let it stretch off, start in this position. Hands up above your head, breathe in, breathe out and push forward. Keep those hands up. Remember, it's like your chest going down. Now breathe in and push forward. One more, breathe in, push forward. Hold it there for a second and let it off. That's good. So from this same position again, what you're doing is straightening this front leg, okay? So straighten that front leg. It doesn't need to stay straight the whole time, but you do need to straighten it because we're shifting to the hamstring, all right? So the hamstring, here, straight leg. The trick is again, this one's different to the last one where you push your hips forward. All you're doing here is dropping your chest down towards your knee. So you're not going to be able to get, well, some of you might be really flexible. I'm definitely not. So dropping that chest down towards your knee here. If you can only really hard out feel it in behind your knee, then that's when you give your knee a slight bend so you can actually hit the muscle, okay? If you're feeling all the strain in the back of your knee, bend your knee slightly and dropping that down. If it feels too easy for you, just go see how low you can go. Hold here, find the tension and take a deep breath, long exhale. Go down a bit lower, find a bit more tension, breathe again. One more. Oh, that feels horrible for me, but anyway, very good. So we're keeping that same leg at the front. This one's a bit harder to achieve, but we're doing a calf stretch, okay? So what you need to see here is this part of my foot. So that's where my knee is, right? So it wants to be behind your knee, heel off the ground, but your knee wants to be well over the end of your toe, and then you're just dropping your knee to the back of the, dropping your heel to the back of the ground. Cool. So this is a stretch for in near around soleus, which is where the Achilles is. It's the muscle behind your Achilles. Then what you want to do is lean forward a bit. See how my heel's still off the ground, okay? Because if your heel's flat on the ground, you're probably not getting much of a stretch. So lean forward. If it feels too easy for you, lean forward and try to then you try to drive your heel to the ground. You can also put weight on top of your knee as well. Always put a bit of weight on here, cool? Hopefully you're doing the deep breathing. Let's do one more. Very good. Okay, So then we're going back to that, out of those, 1, 2, 3, I think. We're going back, we're swapping sides and going back to this first one. So again, we're back to this one here, where you're wiggling your foot outwards slightly so that you can put your hands down on the inside. Remember, both your hands go on the inside of your leg, not like that, like this. Cool. I'll go the other way so you can see properly. So hands down here, 3 deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out and push. So remember, it's from here, breathe out and push. You're really good. You can drop those elbows down. I wish I could show you the example, but I can't. So 2 more breaths, in, out, going forward, in, out. Real good. Nice work. Okay. So we're back to this other one here. We move away, hands up above the head. We're doing the exact same movement, okay? This time you're trying to keep your chest as high as possible. Breathe in, breathe out and push forward. Breathe in, out, in, out. Nice. Very good. Back to straightening this front leg. I'll slow it down a little bit just in case you need a bit more time in that last one. Straighten that front leg in again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop your chest down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold it there for a second. And back up. Remember, bringing your toes right underneath your body, knee way over the end, and dropping this heel down towards the ground. So, leaning forward, and then trying to drop your heel to the ground. Cool, you want to feel that right in here. Nice little calf roll, solely a stretch. So you won't feel it in the upper calf as much as you would down here, okay? Real good. Okay, so there we've stretched through the hips and a bit of the hammies and the calves, okay? What we're going to do now, and we've stretched the quads on the last ones. Now we're going to go for the glutes. Pretty basic stretch that a lot of you would have done before. But just before you get into it, I'll just show you the 2 angles so you can see how it goes properly. A lot of mistakes people will do is watch this back leg, is that you'd go like, if people go like this and bring your back leg across the head. That's not what we're doing today, okay? What you're doing is pushing this back leg straight back as far as you can. So, pushing this back leg straight back and let it keep going as far. So you're trying to close this gap up as much as you can. Back, as far as you can, right? Hold that. And then you just slide. You can lift up if you want, but you slide that foot across, this foot here. So put it back, slide that across in front of the knee. Cool. So you're not going like that. You're sliding this one straight back and then bringing that foot across. If you want, you can bring this knee outwards a bit more. And then to get into the stretch, you have this your chest nice and high. Breathe in, breathe out and drop. Sorry guys. First thing is that my hands are close to my knee. So I'm not out here. So my hands are close to my knee. So my chest is up really high. So I'm breathing in. And then slowly lowering my chest towards the knee, towards the ground. When you get to the bottom of your stretch capability, then you bring your hands out and support your body weight out here. And then drop your elbows to the ground to increase it even further. Remember, use your breath. This is a stretch where you can really really feel how much your breath affects stretching. So really hold into this position and do 5 deep breaths and really elongate the exhale, and you'll feel that your body, you'll feel your glutes releasing. What you'll also feel is up in your hip flexor will feel quite crammed up, and that's good. Trying to squeeze all the old blood out of there. So drop that chest down. Remember, you can increase it by dropping your elbows to the ground. We're going to stay until I've finished 3 more breaths, okay? Remember, use your breath. In, out. In, out. In, out. All right, I want you to come back up, but keep that same leg tucked. And then keep your hands shoulder width apart and move them away from the knee that's bent up, okay? So you're moving, this one's bent up for me, and I'm moving my hands away, keeping it in the shoulder width apart, okay? Once you've moved them to the side, then drop your elbows down again. Head down here for another 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to get out of the stretch, come back to the middle. Cool. You're taking the leg that's out the back, lifting that up and putting that other leg back. Go down to your knees and tap this back leg that was tucked, tap it off. Let the blood rush back. While you're up in this bent position here, your hip's getting really, well, all the blood's getting twisted out of it. So tap your leg off so it can rush back, okay? And then get ready for the next side. So the opposite side, sliding that foot back. Remember, it's sliding that foot straight back so it stays in line with your hip. As far as you can, trying to close up the space as far as you can. Then once you've done that, also too, remember, keep that knee and your foot on the ground anyway. Once you've done that, you're sliding this foot across. Wriggling it across. Let this knee go out a bit if you want. Hands on either side of your knee. Chest up nice and tall. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop your chest down. Once you're here, straighten your arms out. Support yourself, then drop your elbows down, okay? Just gonna have a flick through the videos while you guys are holding that just to check everyone's looking all good. Yeah, who's got their cameras on, looks good. All right, so from that position, once you've done your breaths, coming up, keeping your hands shoulder width apart, and then moving them away from your tucked knee, your tucked leg, okay? And then doing the same, breathing in, breathe out, drop your chest down. Two more breaths. Really feel that muscle releasing, okay? Come back to the middle. Load that back leg. Straighten that leg off and tap it off. Let the blood rush back to it. Looking good. So that was the glutes and a bit of oops. Anyway, sorry. So what we're going for this time, we're going to do some lower back stuff, okay? So we're going to do some laying stretches. First thing we're going to do, laying down. So one thing to know with these lower back exercises is the aim is to keep your shoulders down as much as possible, okay? So I'll give you the different views, but what you want to look at is my feet here. So my feet are up close to my bum. Cool. And I've got them together like this, okay? So what you're doing, I'll show you this way, keeping the shoulders down, breathe in, Slowly stack, keeping the feet stacked, dropping the knees to one side, okay? So from this position, take a deep breath. And the thing is here to remember is when you bring your knees back over, you use your core, okay? So from here, you're locking in your core and bringing your knees back to the starting position. Take a breath in at the starting position. Remember keeping shoulders down, dropping down to the opposite direction when you breathe out. Look at my feet, they're stacked on top of each other, if you can see. Hopefully, using your core, bring it back to the starting position. Then we're going to do 2 more on each side. So breathe in, out. Use your core, bring it over. Breathe in, out. The core, back to the middle. This time we're going to hold it there for a little bit longer. Breathe in, breathe out. And hold it here. This might be very easy for some people, it might not be for others. So we'll hold here, use your breath, and just try to relax into the stretch. 5 more seconds. 1. Use your core, bring your knees back to the start. Breathe in, breathe out, tip over. And hold here for another 10. Remember, use your breath, try to relax. 2, 1, fire. Use your core. Bring your knees back to the starting position. Very good. So what we're going to do here, I'll give you the cue. So what you're doing is you've got to have, I want you to put your right leg out straight. Keep your left leg up, okay? What you then do is lift your left foot off the ground. Take your right hand and put it on the outside of your left knee. So I'll just give you around a second to figure out your left and rights. So right hand on the outside of your left knee, okay? So this is one where you don't want to force it. You just let your body do its thing. And remember, you got to keep your shoulders on the ground, especially the opposite shoulder. So what you're doing is you're taking your right hand on the outside of your left foot, and you're bringing that left knee, and you're bringing that left knee across the body, letting your hips rotate, but keeping this left shoulder on the ground as well. So I'll give you a view from that way, probably better. Here, right hand, left foot, coming over, keeping this shoulder on the ground. Okay? So just work into whatever your body gives you. Don't force it. The way you increase your stretch further is use your breath. So on the exhale, try to drop your knee down further. Here. If I'm here, then I'm exhaling. And I'm trying to drop this knee down. What you can also do, if your knee's getting pretty close to the ground, is straighten this knee out. And that will increase the angle of the weight. And it will increase the stretch. Cool. Sit here for 5 seconds, breathe. Again, use your core. Bring your foot back over. I'm jumping this position again. So we're starting again, we're going this time. You're gonna have your left leg out straight, right foot off the ground, taking your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Hold here for a second while I wait. Remember keeping this shoulder down, tipping over. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. And you can straighten that leg out to increase the stretch. If it's really easy, you can also use your other hand to put pressure on your knee to pull that down, but don't force anything too much. Hold it here for 5 more seconds. And time. Very good on that. Very good. Okay, nice. So then now what we're going to do, if you have like a roller or something, this would help you. It would help you. I'll use a pillow for now. So what you're doing is in the same position as me. This is called thread the needle. So I'll give you a time for everyone to get into this position. This is one where you're probably not going to be able to watch the screen. So just let me show you first. So taking your hand and you're putting it underneath your armpit here, right? Then what you're doing, this is my pillow. If you've got a roller or something, you're threading the needle, putting your hand onto that, okay? And then you can use a roller, will aid you because it rolls. It'll aid you in increasing that twisting motion, right? And then all you're doing is dropping your shoulder down towards the ground. Okay, so again, one more time, thread the needle. If you've got a roller, hand on the roller and dropping your shoulder towards the ground. What you can see where I'm stretching out is through here, okay? So you're trying to use your own body weight. You're trying to get down as far as you can. So as the stretch goes on, thread that needle a bit more and drop that shoulder down a bit more. Okay, I want you to do it for 5 deep breaths. I'm just going to wait until the people on this that I can see are finished. Looks good though. And then go across to the other side. Okay, remember it's 5 deep breaths. Main thing is this threading the needle underneath the armpit. I can see a few of you have got a roller. That's really good. So use that roller to push your hand away from you, eh? That aids you, and then dropping that shoulder down. All right, looks good. Looks good, looks good. Nice rug in your lounge, Rosemary. Okay, so a couple more people to finish. It's fine. Don't rush it. Okay, so we've got a couple more to do. First one, we're going to be lying all the way down on your tummy. You've probably all done this before, but I'll just show you how I do it. Okay, so what you do, lying down, bring your hands up next to your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, and pushing your chest up off the ground. Okay, keeping that head back to this position. So, tricks where people go wrong is doing this, okay, and lifting. If you look at my hips here, you got to keep your hips down. So if it feels too hard with your hands close, then just bring them forward. So the further you have your hands away from your body, the easier it is. I don't want you to be forcing and then bringing your pelvis off the ground. We're just going to be lifting. You also can squeeze your butt cheeks a bit too. Keep that pelvis down, head back. If it's too hard, remember, bring your hands out. 3 deep breaths here. Let your pelvis sink. Breathe in. Pelvis sink. One more. Dropping down slowly, all the way down to lying down again. Cool. Then from here, you push yourself up. So don't arch your back. Use your core. Push yourself up. And you come into here. Come down onto your heels. Cool. Slide your hands out. Drop your elbows down. From here, you can actually take tension on your hands and physically push your bum down further. Pushing into the ground, pushing your bum down further. Drop your elbows down. 3 more deep breaths here. 3, that's good. Coming into this position. Very good. And then again, we've got one more time. Slowly. Lay all the way down flat. Set your hands up right. And pushing up. Breathe out. Remember keeping your pelvis down. One more breath. Nice. Dropping your chest down. Using your core. Pushing your hips up. Coming back down to here. We're going here again. So this time, if you went like this last time with wide knees, then bring them in tight, okay? If you went tight last time, bring them out. 2 different stretches. I'm going in tight for this one. Pushing right back. I'm using my hands. If you watch, I'm pushing that bum down. I'm straightening them out and dropping my elbows. Three more breaths. Nice. From here, we're doing the same position, but what you'll notice is that my bum's staying up, okay? My bum's not going down onto the heels, I'm staying up. Ideally a 90-degree bend in your knee joint. Then what you do from here is walk your hands out and then drop your elbows down. You can increase it by walking your hands away from you. What you're trying to do here is push your chest towards the ground. You'll feel it in the back of your shoulders. Really push that chest towards the ground. Your bum wants to be nice and high up in the air, okay? Hold this on for a little bit longer. Crawl those hands away from you and push your chest down again. Okay, we've got a couple more to do. That's sort of it for the floor ones. Because it's early in the morning, we don't want to finish laying down, otherwise a lot of you might fall asleep. So we're going to finish on some standing ones, only a couple, okay? Just to finish off our movements, mainly places we haven't stretched. Stand up, shake your legs off a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to do called a lot of different things. I just call it a squat stretch. But the trick is to open up the hips. So this is shoulder width. We're going to go a bit slightly wider than shoulder width and turn your toes outwards. Can't see my toes, but that's okay. Turn them outwards, right? Slow and controlled. I want you to squat down. All the way down as far as you can. So once you're into this position, we're going to hold it, okay? Hold it. So I'll give you a side on. Push it back so you can see the ground a bit better. Side on here. We're coming all the way down. And we're trying to sit in it. You can see here my back's actually a little bit rounded, which isn't that great. Try to sit up, okay? Stay there. And then what you can do also, if it's too easy for you, use your elbows to force those knees out so you can get a good groin stretch. So we're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Each time you exhale, you'll feel yourself be able to sink. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, Ralph. So coming up, shake your legs off. We're going to do one more of those with a slightly narrower stance. So you probably won't be able to go as low, but what it's going to do is give you a bit more of a lower back stretch. Okay. Go down slowly on this one. Also, a thing too on this one, don't be scared to let your knees track forward. Okay. We're just stretching. We're not loading here. So I'll show you as I come down. Watch my knees. They're tracking forward. Okay. So I can keep that center of gravity. Trying to stretch that lower back. So remember, narrow stance. Go slowly, stick your bum out, let your knees go forward. If it's really hard, you can hold on to something like that, okay? But we've already started. So breathe in. Two more. And up. Shake your legs off. Very good. Okay. So I've got one more stretch that we need to do. This one's a bit hard to show, but this is pretty important, especially posturally. If you've been sitting around your computer a lot during this lockdown, I guarantee you'll be sitting like this, you know, on the computer, on the phone, watching TV. So what we got to do is stretch those pecs out. So you want to find a doorway or anywhere that you can put your elbow up here, okay? The trick is that you put your whole elbow and your hand against the door. Cool? The height wants to be, and elbow wants to be in line with your shoulder, okay? So down here doing this, that's doing nothing. Okay, bring it up here, okay? Second thing is bring your hand behind your back, your opposite other hand. Taking your inside leg and stepping forward. Stepping forward, stepping forward, stepping forward. So you put this other hand behind your back as a cue to keep the shoulder back. If you're going around like this, no stretchy te piki. So back. And then what you also can do is twist your body away from the arm that you're stretching. Keep moving forward. Twist your body away, keep moving forward, okay? 2 more deep breaths. And let it off. Other side, I've got another doorway here. So remember, elbow, same height as your shoulder, forearm and hand up against the wall. Doorway. As a cue, other hand behind your back, keep your shoulders back. Stepping through with your inside leg, okay? Should be starting your breathing now. And as you get on your 5 breaths, turn your body away from the arm that you're stretching. Two more. All right, shake your body off. Have a drink. That's all for today. Make sure you all wear masks like this outside, okay?
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Stay safe. No. Happy lockdown, team.
Yeah.
Thanks, Liz.
Bye.
No worries.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.